Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hoon Dok Hae with Reverend Yutaka Yamada. And today is the first day of our 12th 40-day condition together. Congratulations, everyone. Today is also Thursday, the 28th of April, or the 28th of March in the 10th year of Chongyol Guk. Let's begin, as always, with a bow to our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Chariot. Kyombe. Paro. And let's recite our family pledge both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가전맨세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가족은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이사인 지산 천국과 전산 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 1. Our family, the owner of Chongyol Guk, pledges to seek our original homeland and to build the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation, by centering on true love. I'd like to ask Reverend Kenji if he could offer the opening prayer, please.
Join me in prayer. Dearest Heavenly Parent, and the victorious beloved true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, today is 28th of the third month, 10th year of Chongyol Guk, and 28th of April 2022. We gather together as the brothers and sisters, members of the Oceania, centering on the Reverend Yutaka. We're so grateful for this platform. More than the years, and now we are entering into the new beginning of the 12th 40-day condition. And so we, as the sons and daughters of you, we really would like to show our dedication once again in order to harvest in terms of the witnessing, the centering, based upon the unity, Father, through which you can work and they guide all of us to be able to reach the all preparation that you have made for us. And the true mother who called the leader from all over the world, Father, this time to celebrate Heavenly, the True Parents Holy Wedding, as well as the Heavenly Parents Day, True Parents Day, in conjunction with celebration of the Heavenly Hyojun Cosmic Blessing 2022. They open the gate for full preparation to hold the grand opening of the Chongbongun, which is going to be held on 5th of May 2023. And let us fully prepare internally, externally, so that we can stand before you with the new settlement without any shadows. That's what True Mother really are requiring us to be. And please encourage each of us to achieve that standard, Father, by the pursuing the way of the principle life in every days. And we really like to ask you for your presence, guidance in this morning devotion, so that we can open up our heart to be able to receive the message from you through our loving leader, Reverend Yutaka. This morning I report to start the morning from Dok Hae as the beginning of the 12th, the 40 days morning devotion. I report in the name of Kenji Watanabe, in the name of Blessed Family, on behalf of the all brothers and sisters gathering together here. Aju.
Aju. Thank you, everyone. And let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Some sound is echo. Is there some echo? Right? Can you check? Hello? Mic test? Is that okay?
That was Jacinta. I just muted Jacinta.
Okay. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining this morning, Hoon Dok Hae. Today is the beginning day of 12 40 days Johnson conditions. So how was your plan? Did you make a plan for new 40 days? These 40 days become the great time again. So let's put our Johnson hard and create the great time. And also welcome back our Reverend John. Welcome back Reverend Kenji, and everyone is coming back home. Yes, I'm now in Japan under quarantine, and I stay a few days, and next week I will go back to Australia and Oceania. So anyway, they can share sometimes about your experience or if you are feeling also in Korea. So anyway, this time Yamada is emphasizing about witnessing, how we can witness new people or season of Cheongguk. So starting point is from 1 person and 3 person, our new spiritual children. That's why each 40 days or each time period, if we can decide the clear goal and fulfill, this is really important. And the starting point of everything is from Cheongsong. So yesterday, Mrs. Silvana also mentioned that first time join the whole 40-day Cheongsong condition in the morning. That's why even joining itself, coming together, this become the Cheongsong. Also evening prayer or morning devotion or any goals, if you put and keep, this become the Cheongsong and the starting point. So let's start and control our environment and create for the, let's prepare our environment. So now in the beginning of 40 days, let's decide a good goal and fulfill that things. Then surely Heavenly Parents' blessing, God's blessing is to come to each of our families, each of your families. So I believe and I wish for that things. And until yesterday, our Mrs. Na read the Hoon Dok Hae reading. So thank you, Mrs. Na. So from today, I'm asking our Dr. Joshinta Moro to read the Hoon Dok message. So each 40 days, I'm asking to the person. So I'm really appreciate to your support. Thank you. So let's continue to our Hoon Dok Hae. To the mother's anthology. So now Mother is sharing message, and Mother said, the only way is to teach them the fundamental truths. They must come to know about God. So telling the truth, telling the fundamental truths, and also telling God and sharing God. This is the important things. And now is the special opportunity which are given by God. So this opportunity is not just happen accidentally. God prepare everything, and there is a time period, but time period is not here always. So we have to understand that things, and we need the central point. This is our true parents. So even now era was changing a lot, but this special opportunity which are given by God, we have to totally unite with true parents to break through one point and fulfill national restoration and global restoration. So with those things, let's continue to read the next place. So global mission strategy. So please, Dr. Jacinta, read.
Strategic nations, all nations, need a strategy. Today, there are many religious conflicts arising all over the world. A few days ago, many people died in France. The only organization that can resolve this issue is the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification.
Yes, thank you very much. So what kind of strategy should we make or establish? We have a clear goal and we have a purpose and direction. But in order to fulfill goal, or in order to fulfill the purpose, we have to make a clear process and plan. Those goal was not fulfilled without thinking, without preparation. That's why we need to make some strategy clearly. So Mada is mentioning about story about France. It was happened in France that time. And now recently we could see many problems in Europe, Russia and Ukraine matter. And not only that, there are many also war, conflict or problem in any corner of the world. So how about United Nations? United Nations does have the power to solve all problems in the world. We could see many limitations. So political world, religious world, they try to do some effort to make a peace, but we could see still there are many limitations. That's why which organization, which group have a potential and power to fulfill, to create the peace nation in the world. This is our family federation. This is the Heavenly Parents Holy Community, centering on Heavenly Parents, centering on true parents. So only true parents is the one who can give the solution and guidance to each of us and nation and the world. Please read.
Not only that, what is China doing right now? When we look at China's territory, there isn't much sea area. Therefore, they are trying to expand their ocean sphere by building an artificial island. This is a boundary issue. The only organization that can resolve this issue is the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification. Only the true parents can do it. With the current system, there is no way to resolve all the issues happening worldwide. There are serious family and youth problems in every nation. We have the answers to these issues. That is why we must start educating youth in elementary, middle, and high schools.
Yes, thank you very much. So Mada is talking about the issue about China. So what do you think? Is there some issues? So now China is coming to Oceania also, and now try to stay the Chinese army trying to stay in Solomon Island, right? So about Oceania, actually true parents already gave some warning long time ago and said that each island nation doesn't have a strong power. That's why 14 nations have to unite as one country to support each other and protect from bigger country or powerful nations as the Island Federation for World Peace. This is important. So I think 20 years ago, around that time already, the parents gave those message. But when we see the current situation in Oceania, in South Pacific, do we fulfill this father's message or not? Still, island nation is living by oneself, and the cooperation among island nations are not strong enough. And how about our bigger nation of Oceania, New Zealand and Australia? This bigger nation support to island nation is enough already or not enough? So each nation have our own benefit. Each nation try to get the benefit from another country. That's why if bigger nation come to the small nation cannot avoid those things. That's why how we can prevent, protect, and really can stand in front of those countries. This is really important. That's why when we meet the ambassador for peace, when we meet the leaders, when we meet the people, also we can emphasize this point as the region of Oceania, how we can unite together for creating peace and take initiative. Those message is really important things. Then what Mada said, Mada mentioned recently, we should create the Asian Pacific Union. So Mada is showing us to giving this kind of vision. Then who become the owner of this vision? So there is a vision and goal, but next target, next point is that who will lead, who will get, and who will create this vision to be fulfilled. This is the second matters. So Mada is mentioning those the national issue or border issue, but not only that, family problem or youth problem. There are many problems in each nations, and someone have to lead, someone have to initiate to solve those problems. So we are, as a representative through parents, we can show this problem to people. We can discuss those problems with the people to create a solution and to connect with God's providence. So we can create the able group or central group centering on God, centering on our heavenly parents and true parents as the able group to lead the society. Okay, please read.
In the history of Christianity, we can find many examples of people who joined Christianity by following the king or governor's determination. You can also achieve such miracles in your activities. Do you think God was just sitting back and waiting for this moment to come? He could not bear fruit because there was no one on earth who could become his object partner.
Yes, thank you very much. So even Christianity's beginning is not perfected from the, even Christianity was not started from the perfected situation. Christianity continuously witnessed the new group, and they are joining one by one and created the current situation. So how when we see the history, we could learn that. Then how about our nation of Oceania? Each nation of Oceania, almost those nations are the Christian country. They learn the Bible, they believe Jesus, and they are waiting for the second coming. So that meaning is that if there is one opportunity or there is one reason, they can come and to welcome second advent and join to our heavenly parents. So we could see this more or many possibility here. Please read.
From now on, you must consider yourself as all grown up. For how much longer will you depend on your parents? You must bear fruit. Try praying to God while earnestly offering sincere devotion. True parents have given you everything. You must offer more sincere devotion if your report prayers are to reach the level where God can answer them.
Yes, thank you very much. Mother said, try praying to God while honestly offering sincere devotion to the parents have given you everything. Do you believe this? Yes. When we pray and offer the sincere devotion, God will give the way and also show the solution. I believe that already you have this kind of experience in mission field. When you are full-time, when you are missionary, you could see many kind of miracle and you could create the great things and you have many experience. I want to share some of my experience in the mission field. I was also the pioneering missionary before in Indonesia. That time I was reading the ALT, Asia Leadership Training. I was director of that. And someday we had the national leaders meeting in Asia. That time, Dr. Yon was the content director, and all national leaders of Asia gathered together in Thailand, and also organization leader. I was also just a young leader sitting there and joining that national leaders meeting. So during national leaders meeting, suddenly Dr. Yon called my name, Yutaka, stand up. So I just suddenly he called me to stand up and he said, now I will give the new mission to go to Indonesia as the pioneering. So immediately he said in front of all top leaders, but anyway, I immediately also say, yes, I will go. So I really remember that in the pioneering mission time. So Indonesia, actually there are not many family members, maybe 5 family or 6 family members in Indonesia, and even only in Jakarta. That time our mission is to going to Medan City, no family members, no foundation, and no connection. That's why we are worried how we can create the new mission or open that way. But our ALT members pray well, including our Loa, and prepare to go to Medan City. So if we go to that new city, we need to find a place, house or some accommodation place. That's why we really pray and for that. And there is one family who are relative of our blessed families, but this person was so much against our movement to the parents and our movement, even relative of our blessed families, but this family was so much against. But when we contact, this person said, I don't like your movement, but anyway, I can help you to find the house. So when we arrive in the morning around 10 o'clock, then this person help us to find the house, visiting to the property agent and asking several person. But really we are difficult to find the house. And whole day we found, and finally he said, if you cannot find, okay, I will give my house. So even that person was so negative, but we share, we come here to give the purity education or vision to use, contest to explain. And finally, even that person doesn't like our movement, doesn't like our two parents. But finally, this family said, okay, you can live together with us and you can use this house as the youth center. So even we didn't have anything, there was no plan, but visit that day. And first day, already we received the youth center and great environment, and we could start the new missions. Just I want to show the photo. This house is a big house, some kind of 8 rooms. And really room is already bigger, and this place become the lecture hall and even prayer hall or everything. This is our group, our youth, our ALT member plus new guest. So just 10 minutes from the university, and also environment is good, and he allow us to use the kitchen and room or any kind of place. We give little bit small amount, but already almost this house is our house and center. So really that was great experience. I think you had similar experience in each mission field. So anyway, if we really pray, if we really wish, if we really connect with God's will, God prepared everything for us. Just one step forward. Then there is people, there is place, there is environment. So this is just one short story in the Indonesia mission, but it was really some great experience we had. So how we can transcend and how we can connect with God's will is really important. Please read.
I will teach you the way. Why aren't there miracles on your path? You cannot hope for a miracle to come in a day when you haven't offered sincere devotion. All the unificationists must unite and do whatever it takes so that the nations that were selected as strategic nations this time can be victorious. This must become your greatest goal today.
Yes, thank you very much. God prepared already everything, and we are living together with miracle. Aju. So this belief, conviction, and confidence already time has come, and everyone can fulfill the things. So in each nation, how you can unite with your national leader. How about your unity? Are you uniting with your national leader? Unity is important. Or national leaders, or center leaders, and our all brothers and sisters, blessed families, second generation, unity is important. And in Oceania, also same. If we unite together, then we could see the miracle. We could see the plan. We could see the strategy and providence. Time is already changed. When we open our heart and when we entrust God, entrust Heavenly Parents, and really sincerely offer chansong and prayer and create the plan and preparation, then all things will be fulfilled. I want to witness 3 spiritual children. I want to witness my tribe. I want to witness my friend. I want to witness my brother and sisters. I want to witness our head of states. If we create the goal clearly and seriously offer chansung and pray, then heaven will guide. Spiritual world will guide us and show the way and give the answer to us. How we can stand the object position of true mother, then we can become the person to go together to offer the victory. So mother is sharing those message. So let's become those person as the heaven's son and daughter. So next I will read the word of Cheonsongyeon. Now in Cheonsongyeon, Father is mentioning about the principle of love or relationship of love. Even any kind of children, parents want to love, parents will love and trust and embrace and invest. This is the heart of parents. So the relationship between God and human beings. So God created this ideal between God and human beings. And in the same time, God create and wish those great relationship among human beings. So when we see the object partner's happiness, then actually this person can be happy, can feel happy together. If husband love wife and wife love husband, if parents love and children, children love parents, if love each other, give and sacrifice for others, and through this investment, if object partner become happy, then myself become happy and you yourself so become happy. How we can experience and how we can share those kind of the principle of love to the people. This is really the essence and important things. Let's read next part. Please read.
God is the God of love. We've got a white bar on the side.
Okay, just a minute. Okay.
Yeah. God is the God of love. Where is it that God truly loves human beings? It is in the place where people would most wish to be. And God too surely loves that place. That place where God's heart and the human heart are bonded in unity is the parent-child relationship. The parent-child relationship is the root of the universe. It is the relationship between the absolute God who created heaven and earth and unfallen original human beings. The place of original value where we are meant to arrive is the place where God stands as the Father and we stand as his children.
Yes, thank you very much. Father said, where is it that God truly loves human beings? It is in the place where people would most wish to be. And God too surely loves that place. So where is this place? Where is the place where God will be happy together with our human beings? Father said, the place of original value where we are meant to arrive is the place where God stands as the Father and we stand as his children. So what do you think? Do you want to go this place? Do you want to have this place? And have you reached this place already? This wish is not only by human beings. This wish is also God's wish. God want to spend together. God want to live together with children, together with us. And this place is the most beautiful, most happy place. Please read.
What is the root of the universe? The beginning is love. The result is a father and son. God created the universe in order to have a relationship of love between parent and child. The root of the universe, therefore, is the parent-child relationship. Since you are connected to the root of the universe, you need to become a parent and also a son or daughter.
Yes, thank you very much. This become the fundamental things. So willing God and seeking God. What is the wish of God? God want to find this fundamental relationship. So when I read this part, when I read this, that's what I just, my one feeling is coming. Then what is the feeling and the wishes of our true mother? True father went to spiritual world already, but true mother really want to settle and create those ideal together with all human beings, together with heavenly parents, together with our true father. So really we could feel our mother's wish and mother's heart and want to settle on this earth. Please read.
The root of the universe is the parent-child relationship. When we ask our original mind what our life's destiny is, it will no doubt reply that it is to make God our own and to win God's love. Even if parents have 10 children, their love for each one is absolute. When all people, with one accord in mind and action, call God Father, the long-withheld love of our Father, so deserving of sympathy, will flow forth. When the parental love in the father's heart and mother's heart flows forth from their bone marrow and enters their children, they all feel the beginning point of utmost happiness. We can dwell there. It is the homeland of our heart.
Yes, thank you very much. This is the love to God's love to each of us. Father said, even if parents have 10 children, their love for each one is absolute. So there is the parents' love. Even you have many children, but our love, parents' love, God's love is same. Everything is unique. This is also the absolute love. And Father said, when all people with one accord in mind and action call God Father, the long-withheld love of our Father, so deserving of sympathy, will flow forth. So when this day will come, all human beings gather together to call Father, call heavenly parents, then God's love flow more and more. So God want to love people, and even people want to receive love from God and return love to God. And if we could create this moment, how much this moment become the beautiful moment. And Father said, when the parental love in the father's heart and mother's heart flows forth from their bone marrow and enters their children, they all feel the beginning point of utmost happiness. We can dwell there. It is the homeland of our heart. This place become the starting point of happiness, and this place is the beginning point of utmost happiness, joyfulness, and also this become the eternal homeland. So this last slide, please read.
People like what resembles them. Thus, the ideal world should resemble God. How did God create heaven and earth in the beginning? Genesis 1:27 reads, God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. That God created man and woman in his image means that human beings resemble God. We like what resembles us, and because we resemble him, God also likes us. God created all things in the universe. Looking at them brings him happiness because they resemble him.
Yes, thank you very much. That's why when God see us, God feel happy and also joy. So today we are leading the Father's word and Mother's word, and we could see and we could feel God's plan, God's wish, and God's ideal. These things is our vision. These things our goal. And this moment we want to have. This kind of world we are wishing that. That's why Mother is leading the whole providence urgently within Mother's lifetime. And our brothers and sisters also, we are offering and coming whole life together with our heavenly parents and true parents. So now is a special time period and a great era. So let's put our Johnson and find the God's plan, find the God's opportunity, and let's really create the victory to our heavenly parents and to the parents. Today is the beginning of new 40 days. So surely many things is waiting for us. Let's meet and create. Let's have a great time. So thank you for always your unchanging support and investment. Let's have a great time. 감사합니다.
Kamsahamnida. Thank you, Reverend Yutaka, for your investment and unchanging heart as well. Thank you for guiding us and helping us have deeper clarity about our true parents. So Reverend Yutaka has asked me to just explain some things. I think it's supposed to be a breakout session, but he's asked me to share. And so I will. And I just want to share about the things that we received, and they'll become more and more explained as they're digested and put into statements. And so in Korea, we had, as you know, this special education, and there was basically two main people speaking to us. And first was Dr. Kim, or Professor Kim, Jin Jun Kim, and he was the one that predominantly gave us the special education and helped us to understand more deeply the Constitution. And we also had an opportunity as a region, Asia Pacific, had an opportunity to speak with him. First, Asia Pacific one met him, and they spoke about 5 hours together with him.
Reverend John, basically I already explained about the reporting side, 5 hours, 7 hours. I think just your realization, some short realization in spending Korea. No need to explain many things.
I wanted to explain all these books I got.
Okay, then. Please.
And I was just working up to that. Okay, so you already know we spent a long time with him. We started at 2 p.m. or 2:30, and we spent 6 hours, 40 minutes, and I recorded it. And then he came and I gave him the recording because he wants to analyze the recording, because he wants to make a definitive statement. And then, as you know, we had Ki Song Lee, and he talked about the projects, the electric boat, Chombo Providence, and how leaders need to become pure and clean. And dealing with that information, he brought up this book. Let me just remove my background so it's easier to see the book. So this is a Chombo Providence, 50 years in True Parents' words. And this, I've got 3 copies of this, but there were many. And this one really, the whole Chombo, because the focus of becoming Chombo victors and becoming, understanding Chombo and what that means, and many of us have done ancestor liberation, but what that means in a practical sense, as Reverend Yutaka talked about, witnessing. He did pioneering mission, and many of us have had experiences doing pioneering missions, some more successful than others. Another book that was this whole, which comes from, let me try this. This we got several copies of this, and this we posted several boxes of this, and this is basically the theory of heavenly unified Korea, the proclaiming a heavenly unified world, True Parents Thought, essentials of unification thought, an abridged edition, end of communism, critique of Juche ideology. They come in three books. They come in 3 books. I've been just quickly looking at them, and this really explains the process of worldviews and how paradigm shift can be utilized, because at the moment our movement with this new education is about to go through a paradigm shift. And so that's one of them. This is another one, the essentials of unification thought. And then this one, which is the thicker of the 3, to do with the theory of heavenly unified Korea. And these are, what can I say? It's done by the Unification Theological Institute, International Foundation. And this is like the heavy end. After you finish university and you want to go into philosophy and theology, this stuff is where it is. And so there's you know about the character education material, and we've had that information, and it was used in Palau and Solomon Islands, and it came from America, Alan Saunders and his group. To talk about the point of education of youth, Mother is very focusing on the education of youth, and there's 2 sets of information. One is this set I'm going to show you in a second, which is primarily targeted for 2nd gen. The 2nd gen need to understand actually a lot of things about God, True Parents, identity. It's basically character education, but geared totally for the 2nd gen, and the other side geared for world youth. I was speaking to the people about these, and they didn't know anything about Alan Saunders, which surprised me, because they're going to start working on the character education for world youth, but they've got a completed edition set. This here is Character Counts, A Life of Hyojon, and there's down here, it's got this logo, Hyojon Education, and this is the one that Mother's approved, and Jinjun Kim has a lot of involvement in, and they have a whole set. The only part I don't have, this one here is for elementary grades 3 to 4. And remember, this is for 2nd gen education. It can be applied but for other youth, but they want us to wait until they've finished writing that. They seem to know of other people who've done character education material for other groups in Korea, but I was quite surprised that they didn't know about Alan Saunders and that we'd used it, and then even Palau and Solomon Islands were ready to put it into their schools. But they are rewriting that. So this one is grades 3 and 4. 5 and 6 I don't have, it's going to come later. Then this one is, there's a whole set. This is grade 7, character counts, and they straight away they talk about heavy things. Like for grade 3 and 4, they start talking about who are you and what's your identity. That's right from grade 3. This is grade 8. This is grade 9. That's what it looks like. Then it goes on to high school, character counts, A Life of Hyojon. This is high school, which is basically 10, 11, 12. Then there's a book to do for university students, character counts. And this starts to go into philosophy and starts to really analyze what the conscience is about. And then the final book that they have in the series is a guidebook And it's basically the path of true parents, a light of Shojong towards heaven. And this one really gives a balanced view of father's life and mother's life. Since father has gone to spirit world, been focusing on mother and understanding more about mother and her role. And we know artistically father and mother are one, and father and mother are equal in their authority and responsibility. But the focus before Foundation Day and before father's passing was basically on father. And so a lot of the education that we're getting is helping us see a balanced view about that. And these information we have, there was a lot of suddenly last moment, ended up a lot of excess baggage. Basically, the cost was like paying for another ticket to get the books back because of last minute. There's a lot of good information. I hope that we end up getting many copies. I've got 2 sets. I'm just missing the 5, 6 for the grades 5 and 6, but they promised to post that later. And I want to, but also I wasn't there. I left before Daniel did, so I'm hoping that Daniel got 2 sets for Melbourne. I got 2 sets for Sydney. Is Daniel here on the? Is he on the chat?
Not here, I think. Not yet.
Not, no. Maybe he's still traveling. Anyway, he should have 2 sets for Melbourne. I don't know how he coped with the excess baggage costs, but anyway. So I was very impressed by the amount of preparation and the amount of work already done on understanding about our true parents, understanding what this new deeper insight to the life of true parents in their course, so that we can, because many questions were brought up about what is all of this and how can we digest it. And I'm expecting a statement to come that it will be a definitive understanding of who true parents are. And it seemed like an easy thing in a way. Mother said, Vision 2027. We have to at least 1/3 understand about God, understand about true parents, and understand our responsibility. That what that really means to be to help people receive the blessing and the change of blood lineage. And from our limited perspective, we probably thought, well, okay, we just tell people about God and true parents. And after this workshop, realized that we don't, well, I thought I knew about true parents. And after this workshop, I realized, well, there's so much more that we don't actually know. And Mother wants to remove all the rumors, wants to remove all the shadow, wants us to have high noon, no shadows. And basically that involves removing the shadows around true parents. The shadows being people's own questions and accusations. And so this thing is the beginning of the removal process, so that people can align themselves and have no shadow. In other words, no doubt. And this, I believe, is an ongoing process. I mean, many questions were brought up and discussed, and people starting to digest and get it and understand. it's not easy being a Messiah. It's not easy being true parents. And it basically, the people who understand are the ones that witness. And the level of our understanding is the level of our witnessing ability. If we don't really understand who true parents are, if we really don't understand their entire course, and if we have our own sets of doubts, then you can't talk to people. You don't know what to say. Like questions, someone comes to me and says, what's divine principle? And they say, oh, you need to do a 3-day workshop so I can go through it slowly. And they want to say, no, tell me in a couple of words. So sometimes we get challenged on our own understanding and our own faith. And so what I experienced there during this was and mother even said it, when are we going to be an adult? When are we going to grow up and stop being a child? My understanding, I realized, my understanding of true parents is like a child. I don't understand them as deeply as an adult should. I mean, I have this analogy of the physicist Einstein, and if he had a child, and there's Einstein who's revealed this great truth, relativity, which is still relative, and then he has a baby that's born, and he wants to explain to his baby relativity. Well, he has to wait. First he's got to grow up. First he's got to learn about science. First he's got to understand the universe and make a conclusion, and then he can start to share his deep heart. This is what it really is. And then when the child's an adult, then the child can say, oh yeah, I get it. And then the child can even make suggestions. Oh, what about this aspect? And then Einstein will say, oh, you actually do get it. Yes, I didn't think of that. Let's see how we apply it. And I think we've spent our time still receiving and not giving. And so we haven't reached adulthood. We're still different levels of maturity in our spiritual life of faith and understanding of our true parents. And we need to start to stand on our own 2 feet and be, like it says in UPF, interdependent. In other words, we stand as equals, and then we have a relationship that's centered upon God and true parents, and that we work together to build the ideal of God. So we don't even fully grasp the enormity of who God is and the fact that he created us as his image. What that first statement, we're created in the image of God. It so easily floats over the top of your head to mean the potential that each and every one of us has. I'm God. I mean, can you confidently say that, well, I'm born and created by God, and I'm going to grow up to be like God, and God's my father, and not only that, God is my mother. And then the aspect that true parents bring, what that fundamentally means. We got the vertical God, and then the horizontal God manifested in physical beings. The value of true parents. I mean, you can forget, in essence, the preparation that, even though suffering course our true parents went, the culminating point is the marriage of the Lamb is 1960, when they stood and received the authority from God as true parents. And true parents really are the turning point of history and the beginning of the new world. And the blessing is the special gift that they have the authority to give us, so that we can start together, that we have the original sin removed. It doesn't mean we have the other aspects of fallen nature removed, because we grew up in this fallen world, but we have the same point of achieving oneness with God. And this education helped me to go a little bit closer to being one with God and one with true parents. And I realized that, you know, whenever you study any subject, you know, you study in school or high school, and then you go to university and you start to study, and then, you know, I studied biology, you know, for example, and when you're in high school, you think, oh, you know it all. But when you go to university, the realization you have at the end of it is you've only just hit the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much more that you don't know. And this is sort of like that same understanding. We've hit this deeper understanding of true parents that made me realize I know very little about true parents. And I've just hit the top of the iceberg, but I know that this is the tip, and I know the direction to go into deeper and deeper. So I now have a better direction in the path to take to really understand God and true parents. Because for us who are created as God, we've got to become one with God, one with our spouse, one with true parents, and one with each other. And by having fullness of understanding, we can really become one. And so my realization during this, it is going to be the beginning point of a lot of things that will come out, and a lot of things will be a surprise and to many people, just as you know. But the goal is to remove all shadow. You know, Mother wants everything exposed, all the rumors dealt with, so that there's no accusation from anyone anymore. And the only people that will accuse are people of ignorance who don't understand the truth, which means that we have to understand it ourselves 100% so that we can explain it to others. And this special education workshop, I think, was the beginning of that. Many things were shared, and I want to see a definitive statement, because I can imagine already many rumors may already be, you know, leaking out about what people heard and what it means, and their own. I mean, it's like Chinese whispers. You have 10 people hear someone say something that's controversial, and you'll have 10 different people say this is what it was. And so Dr. Kim, he's very careful about making sure that what is explained is truly what Mother wants. So a lot of people even accused him of saying, oh, this is your own thinking, this is not what Mother wants. But actually he talks to Mother every day and explains, and then Mother will, you know, say, yes, that's right, no, need to explain this a bit more and clarify that. And then we're getting it. I mean, those who are Korean are getting it in Korean. I'm just hearing the translation. We were lucky during that time when we had the meeting together with him as our only Asia Pacific one, that he actually spoke English. His English is surprisingly very good. So they clarified some of the translation difficulties, you could say, that we had during the workshop when everyone was together. So for some people, this will be easy to understand. For other people, it'll be a challenge to their own life of faith. For me, it was one of those light bulb moments when I realized I've got so much more to learn about God and true parents, because I want to become one with God and true parents before I enter spirit world. I don't want to waste my time in spirit world and relying on my descendants, you know, to save me. I want to be able to leave a legacy where my children can feel that, you know, they are proud of their parents. Currently, my kids are not proud of us. My kids are doing all different things, as many of us have the same experience. But my goal is to, before we die, Shizio and I, that our kids are proud of us. And not proud of us just because we're parents by blood, but proud of us because what we dedicated our life to is true, and that they can recognize that, you know, our life has been a life, you know, centered on God and truth, and that they can recognize that. So yeah, I've gone way over time. And sorry about that. I'll just go into unison prayer, and then maybe tomorrow people can discuss things. So I'll just bring up the unison prayer. And so let's pray together, and thank you all. Ju. Thank you, everyone. It's great to be back and see you all tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, yeah, welcome back.
Thank you, John, today. Thank you, Jacinta. So
Thank you.
nice reading today.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye.